Gracias. Well, hola, bienvenidos. Me llamo Vladimir y gerente principal de producto de Salesforce. Y estoy contento de estar aquí hoy y hacer la presentación de tipos de metadatos personalizados. Though I don't speak much Spanish, as you can probably tell, so I'm going to continue in English with your permission. So we're going to talk about custom metadata types today, and the session name is Forget Custom Settings, Do Your App Configuration Right with Custom Metadata Types. And just to start, like, how many of you heard about custom metadata types? Okay, like 60%. And how many of you are using it today? Okay, so great. I think we got the right audience here. And how many of you are developers? Majority. Admins? Mix? Okay. So just to set up an agenda here, and I know we're running short on time, so I might cut my demo a little bit shorter. I'm going to start with an introduction to custom metadata types for those of you who might never heard about custom metadata types or haven't had a chance to use it yet. Or maybe you don't really know why should you be using custom metadata types. And yeah, you heard about it, we're talking about it, but why? Why should I do something with them? And at the end, I want to cover some roadmap stuff and new stuff that we're bringing into custom metadata type world, and it's support for custom metadata type records in declarative tools. And we'll talk about it in a little bit. But first of all, a forward-looking statement. I'm going to quiz everyone at the end, so take a picture of the slide. Just as a reminder, do not make any purchasing decisions based on anything that is not currently available. And I will be making some forward-looking statements during my presentation today, talking about features that are not generally available yet. So if you are thinking about start using Salesforce, do not base it on those features. Okay, so introduction to custom metadata types. So from the beginning, let me start. Custom metadata types got launched about 2.5 years ago during the Dreamforce time. And from the beginning, we received a tremendous response. And I just like to share some quotes. I find them inspirational. So take development on the platform to a whole new level. Biggest platform feature since Chatter, not Lightning. God likes, oh, maybe I crossed the line. God like developer superpowers. And my favorite, the holy freaking grail. Those are real, I didn't make them up. And of course, we do not base the success of a feature just on tweets. I would be probably a VP right now. But we have some good numbers to support our cases. So over the years, we got into 300 million production queries a day. We're talking about active forks. And just last year, when I was presenting similar deck at Dreamforce, the number was like 200. So we're going fast. And I think 500 million by end of summer, maybe 1 billion by the end of the year. Adoption skyrocketing because more and more people learning about it. We enable new capabilities. We release new features. And people, developers, and ISV partners are getting excited. But why? Well, custom metadata types give you benefits in 3 main areas. Those areas include installation, upgrades, and manageability. And there are a lot of text on this slide. This is just as like a slide to get everyone excited. So you all curious now. So what is custom metadata type? I've been talking for 5 minutes and I haven't given you a definition yet. So if there was only one slide in my presentation, this would be the slide. The records of custom metadata types are metadata, not data. Done, right? So when I took this role as a product manager for the team who introduced custom metadata types, I didn't know about custom metadata types much, and my manager and I said to do some knowledge transfer. And he's like, well, all you need to know is that it's all metadata. And he gave me exact quote, and in my head I was like, what is he talking about? So, but remember this slide. I'll be coming to this slide a lot, and it will all make sense, I promise you. So, just a small quiz. What types of objects we have in Salesforce, anyone?
Standard and custom.
Standard and custom. No. It's a great answer. I know that answer is coming, otherwise I wouldn't ask that question. But for today's presentation, let's think differently. Let's think about objects from a point of data objects and metadata objects. So a data object is everything that you use to store data for your business. And metadata objects is everything you use to figure out how your org is working, how your app is working, how your package is working. So nothing not related to business, but more into like rules and stuff. And if we look into even deeper, we have standard data objects, accounts, opportunities, so on. And we have custom data objects, the one you create using custom object, for instance, to store invoices, warranties, all kind of things. And we have metadata types. And we don't call them that way, but we have standard metadata types, like validation rules. Excuse me. If you think about validation rules, they have nothing to do with your business. They are defining what is the logic behind your app. And now we have custom metadata types, so they allow you to create those rules. Things like stock point rules, warranty settings, all kind of switches, mappings, so on. And excuse me, and those things you usually include into your apps. So you might ask, what's the problem with custom objects and custom settings? I've been using them to store all my keys and settings, and they're called custom settings for a reason, right? Well, as you might know, the biggest problem with them is anytime you try to package them, all you package is a definition. Data is not packageable. Guess what? Remember that slide I showed you? The records of custom metadata types are metadata, and though they are packageable, you can, sorry, I saw them on this slide already. You can package custom metadata types together with all of its records, including your package. So no more post-deployment scripts, manual steps, misconfigurations, and all other cool things that we enjoy in Salesforce ecosystem. So, and if we're talking about ISVs, we're talking about hundreds, thousands of orgs with a package, with people been reducing their Epics code by thousands of lines just because they got rid of all the post-deployment. And even you're not an ISV, and maybe you just use Salesforce, you're not a partner. It still works for you well, because if your org is mature enough, you probably use some sort of staging architecture where you do changes in your sandboxes, you push them into integration testing environments, into production, and between those you want to test, you want to get the data flowing through left to the right. And again, you will have to use manual steps, scripts, and so on with custom metadata types. Done. You don't need to. So, and of course, because it's metadata, you can use source control tools. You can use Salesforce DX, CLI, Workbench, change sets. A big mind-blowing thing for admins, you can actually push them through change sets. So you install a package, you tested it in your sandbox, did all configuration right, now you push it to sandbox to production with a change set, done. Nothing, no more extra work for your admin and production org. Great, they love it. And it's, of course, there is support for managed and unmanaged packages. So if you're not yet sold on the idea of using custom metadata type, and here's a few more reasons. This is a side-by-side comparison between list custom settings, and just to address the elephant in the room, we're not talking about hierarchical custom settings yet. Those still have a reason to live. Custom objects and custom metadata types. So they provide unlimited calls, they're cached. You can retrieve and deploy records, as I said. You have a way better and complex security model for custom metadata types. Not only you can hide your object, make it protected, you can do the same for each record, because guess what, they are metadata. You can set control editability of particular fields on that custom metadata types. You have support in audit trail. Again, why? Because it's metadata and all the changes are tracked. You have relationships that you don't have on custom settings. You have more field types that you don't have on custom settings, pick list, long text area, so on. We released Epic's metadata APIs that allow you to manipulate custom metadata type through Epics. And we are working on referencing records and formulas, validation rules, process builder, and all sorts of declarative tools, which I'm going to talk a little bit more later. And I talked about protection. So you really have three options when it comes to a field on custom metadata type. You can mark that field as locked, meaning that field you will not be able to change the value in that field after package is released. You can leave it upgradable, meaning if you issue an upgrade package, you can change it. Or you can leave it subscriber editable, meaning that a subscriber in a subscriber work can change the value and adjust it. And it gets even more interesting when we're talking about individual records. So records are also protected. So we can have a protection on a field level and protection on a record level. And let's go from the bottom to the top. So we have unmanaged records. Those records being created by subscriber in a subscriber work. You, as a developer, don't have control over them much. It's all theirs. They can delete it, modify it completely. Then you have protected managed records. Those came with your package. And you can see you can put some fields as a protected, some is upgradable. But most interesting case is the public managed records. So those are also coming from your package, but you have an ability to set up some fields as protected and some as subscriber editable. And why is it good? Well, imagine you're building an app that needs to talk to two different systems, right? And both of the systems need some sort of security token. Well, the problem is one system is on your side and another system on subscriber side. So you know your security token. You don't know a subscriber security token, so you cannot include it into package. Neither you do not control when they change security tokens. So you leave it subscriber editable, so they have the full control when and why and when they need it to update or to what they want to update it. And you have a control over with package upgrades, so you can push in new security tokens when needed. So now talking about exciting stuff and forward-looking statements coming. The inspiration for aiding support in declarative tools we got from our beautiful community and this tweet specifically. So I've been threatening at Trailhead DX17 about a year ago that if we will not bring custom metadata types into declarative tools, the world is doomed. I don't know if world is not doomed yet now, but at least we're bringing it. So, and why? Because admins actually love custom metadata types, and they want to use them more. They want their developers to use them more. But, well, I cannot reference it in formulas. I cannot add it into process builder or anything like that. So there was also an idea on idea exchange, about 3,000 points, which is by far the highest custom metadata type idea in history. So that's great. It's not much when we talk about things like custom address, which has like 40,000, but it's still community. So you all know validation rules. When you type something and it tells you like, well, you cannot give a 50% discount on someone because manager would not approve. And you all probably know how to create a validation rule. You go and put like, if discount greater than 50%, show me an error. Well, what if you have multiple similar validation rules across your work? And you have some org policies that, okay, we do not give a discount greater than 20%. And, well, now it's Christmas season. We want to increase the max cap to 25%. Now you poor admin going through like 15 different validation rules, updating the 20% value everywhere to 25. And after Christmas, he or she will do the same work. So we want to avoid that by introducing support for custom metadata type records. Instead of hard coding, you just use a simple formula, very short. But you can use custom metadata types. I have a custom metadata type object, and I can reference particular record and particular field. And in that field, I can store 20%. Why is it good for developers as well? Well, if you release a managed package, with a validation rule, you probably know that validation rules are not subscriber editable. So if you want to put a validation rule in your package, good luck. You probably will hard code it 20% forever, and you'll have to issue upgrade package to update it. Now you can put it in custom metadata type, leave it subscriber editable, and let admins and subscriber org to take care of the specific values versus you provide the logic, they provide the configuration. Great. So with that, so the general syntax for using it in validation rules is custom metadata type, API name, record API name, field API name. So we all probably know that it has an __ MDT suffix. Record API name needs no suffix. Field API name needs __ C suffix. And sorry, switching too fast. Just to set up expectations here, the validation rule right now in pilot, they available as a pilot in Spring 18 release. So everyone here can go submit a nomination for pilot. I'll probably approve it. And you'll be able to try it in your sandbox and dev org environments. You cannot include them into packages yet, of course, because it's a pilot feature. And it's, I think, with a good chance, we have good chances that it's coming GA in summer. And we will be working on formulas, default values, process builder, and all other things to add into toolset. So that's our probably next 2-3 releases goal, to extend the declarative toolset for custom metadata types. And I'm just going to show a very short demo. I'm trying to keep it quick so we can get back on track. And if I only knew how to present it here. Oh, I'm still presenting that. Okay, let me try. Oh, that'll be hard. Is there any way I can switch my screen? Nope. I think we run into technical things right now. So what I was going, yeah, it's okay. I will just continue. Command F1. No. Anyway, what I was going to show in the demo is I was going to show how to create a custom metadata type. And it's easy. You just go to setup, you type custom metadata type, and you see the list of custom metadata types. Then when you create a type, you will see a beautiful link saying manage records. That's where you can create records of custom metadata types. And then when you do packaging, you can go into a package and add a definition of custom metadata type and individual records. So you can actually select what records you add into a package. And you all can set up those settings on while you're creating records if you want to leave it subscriber editable, locked, or whatever other options I described. So you can easily query it in SOQL. And I was going to show a beautiful visual force page with some SOQL queries underneath it in Apex. So, and as I said, there's no limits on SOQL queries. That's one of the beauty of custom metadata type. So you would not run into limits in your org. With that and that beautiful demo, I can show you on my laptop after. We have a Trailhead module. I invite everyone to check it out. It's really good. We're trying to keep it updated. The new content is coming for declarative tools soon. We have a Trailblazer group. Join it. It's an active community there of people supporting. Less me now answering questions, more other people giving advices. And you can follow me on Twitter. I do post about work sometimes. And with that, thank you very much. And I'm actually going to stay on the stage, I think. Thank you.